Are you over 65 and waking up feeling tired, unfocused, or unmotivated? You're not alone, but you don't have to stay stuck in that feeling. The way you start your morning shapes everything that follows. And after 60, your body and mind need something different, gentler, more intentional, more healing. In this video, we'll walk through 6 simple steps to transform your mornings into a source of strength, energy, and freedom. These aren't complicated routines or gimmicks. They're proven practices to help you wake up feeling more alive, more grounded, and more in control of your day. Whether you're retired, slowing down, or just ready for a better rhythm, this is your invitation to rise with purpose. The power of a consistent morning routine after 65. Have you ever noticed how the way you start your morning can shape your whole day? I'm not talking about checking your phone or rushing to make coffee. I mean the first few quiet moments after you open your eyes. How you treat those minutes can either set you up for strength and clarity or leave you dragging before breakfast. For years, I didn't think mornings mattered all that much. I figured once you're retired, you've earned the right to start slow, maybe even ignore the clock altogether. And sure, that sounds good in theory. But what I noticed over time was that the days I started with intention felt completely different from the ones where I drifted. I used to wake up whenever, no routine, no plan. Some days I'd stay in my pajamas until noon, eat breakfast standing at the counter, then wonder why I felt sluggish, disconnected, or even a little down. My energy felt flat, like my body hadn't quite joined the day. Sound familiar? That changed the day my grandson asked me why I always looked tired in the morning. He didn't say it to be mean. He was just curious, wide-eyed and honest. And something about that stuck. I realized I'd been giving the end of the day more care than the beginning. I had a routine for winding down, but not for waking up. So I started paying attention. I began testing out small changes, simple habits, things I could do right after waking to support my body and mind. And let me tell you, it made a bigger difference than I ever imagined. Especially after 65, mornings aren't just about getting up. They're about setting the tone. Because when you wake up slowly, intentionally, and gently, you're sending a message to your body, I'm here, I'm ready, let's do this. Let me walk you through what I've learned about the power of a consistent morning routine. The first thing is this: your body loves rhythm. It thrives on it. In younger years, you can afford to push past fatigue, skip meals, stay up late, and your system finds a way to bounce back. But after 60, that resilience starts to shift. You need rhythm, regularity, and a little structure. Not rigidity, just a gentle guide. When you wake at the same time each day, your internal clock starts to regulate your hormones more efficiently. Cortisol, the hormone that helps you wake up and feel alert, rises naturally in the early morning. But if you're waking at inconsistent times or dragging through your mornings without a pattern, your cortisol rhythm gets confused. That's when you start to feel groggy or foggy until noon. Same goes for digestion. When your body knows it's time to eat, it prepares. Your stomach begins producing acid. Your pancreas starts preparing insulin. But if breakfast happens at different times, or not at all, your metabolism slows down. You feel more tired. You may even start gaining weight despite eating less. Here's the beautiful thing though. Once you begin your mornings with consistency, your body rewards you. More energy, better sleep, sharper focus, a steadier mood. But don't take this the wrong way. I'm not suggesting you set an alarm for 5 a.m. and start doing push-ups before sunrise. That's not realistic, and it's not necessary. What I am saying is this: decide what time you want to start your day, make it gentle, and stick with it. For me, that time is 7 a.m. Not too early, not too late. I keep a glass of water on my nightstand and take a few sips before I even get out of bed. It sounds small, but after hours of sleep, your body needs hydration. Just like a dried-up plant needs water in the morning sun. Then before my feet even hit the floor, I pause. I take one deep breath, then another. I think of something simple I'm grateful for. The warmth of my blanket, the sound of birds outside, the fact that I woke up at all. That tiny moment, less than 30 seconds, grounds me. It reminds me that this day is new and that I still have the chance to shape it. It's not about being productive. It's about being present. After that, I sit up slowly. I stretch my arms toward the ceiling, gently roll my shoulders, rotate my ankles. It's not fancy, but it tells my body, we're moving now. Let's do it gently. Then I stand, and that's when the day really begins. Now, some mornings are harder than others. Some mornings I ache. Some mornings I didn't sleep well, but I still follow the same rhythm because I know the difference it makes, not just physically, but emotionally. Let me pause here and say, if this message is resonating with you, if you're nodding along or thinking, that's exactly what I needed to hear, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Your support helps us keep creating these conversations for people like you who are ready to live this chapter of life with clarity, strength, and a bit more grace. Back to your morning. The power of how you begin your day isn't about rushing or productivity. It's about creating space, creating intention, giving your body, mind, and spirit a chance to wake up together. When you do that, when you start your day with even a few moments of consistency, you begin to trust your body more. You feel stronger, more in control, less like life is happening to you, and more like you're walking with it. Because freedom after 65 isn't about doing everything you used to do. It's about choosing the things that matter and doing them with more purpose. And that starts in the morning. So ask yourself, how do you want to feel at 9 a.m.? Sluggish and scattered? Or clear, grounded and steady? The feeling starts the moment you open your eyes. You don't need a complicated plan, just a few gentle habits, a glass of water, a deep breath, a moment of stillness, a soft stretch, a time to rise that stays the same no matter what. These are the rituals that bring you back to yourself, and once you make them part of your rhythm, your body will thank you. Your mornings matter because they shape your day, and your days shape your life. And your life, especially now, is still very much worth showing up for. Start tomorrow with intention. Start tomorrow like you mean it, because this season of life isn't the end. It's the beginning of a wiser, freer way of being. Step 1, wake up gently and hydrate. There's something sacred about the first few minutes after you wake up. They're quiet, unformed. The world hasn't asked anything of you yet. And what you do in that space can either ground you or scatter you. One of the most powerful things I've added to my morning routine after 65 is incredibly simple. I drink a glass of water. Now that might not sound groundbreaking, but hear me out. Your body is made up of over 60% water. While you sleep, you go 6, 7, maybe 8 hours without drinking anything. Your body is slightly dehydrated every morning, whether you feel it or not. I used to ignore it. I'd get out of bed, make a cup of coffee and start the day, but I didn't realize how sluggish, stiff, and mentally foggy I was until I started reaching for water first. That one habit changed everything. Within a week of drinking a full glass of room-temperature water before anything else, I had more energy. I was more regular. My headaches became less frequent. My joints didn't ache as much when I moved. I was sharper. Think of it this way, water is the body's wake-up call. It turns the lights back on. Now I keep a glass on my nightstand. Some people like to add lemon or a pinch of sea salt for minerals. I keep it plain, but I make sure I drink it before coffee, before breakfast, before the day pulls me in different directions. That one act tells my body, you're cared for, you're being supported. After I hydrate, I sit quietly. I don't rush. I don't turn on the TV. I simply sit in a chair by the window or on the edge of the bed and let the light settle in. I take 3 deep breaths, all the way in, all the way out. I feel my feet on the floor. I might say a quiet prayer or think of one thing I'm thankful for. Sometimes it's something big, like my health. Sometimes it's small, like the smell of coffee brewing or the sound of a bird outside. That small pause, less than 5 minutes, gives my mind time to catch up with my body. It gives me space to be present before the distractions start. There's a word I like for this: gentle. That's how I want my mornings to feel now, not urgent, not overwhelming, just gentle, kind. Because when you start your day with kindness, especially to yourself, it carries over into everything else. Your thoughts are softer, your words are slower, your patience stretches a little further. I remember talking with a friend who said he always wakes up with his mind racing. Bills, doctor appointments, things he can't fix, and it ruins his day before it even begins. So I told him, what if you gave yourself 5 minutes before all that? He tried it, just 5 minutes of water, light and breath. 2 weeks later he called me and said, I haven't had a morning panic attack since. Now maybe you're thinking, that sounds nice, but I've never been a morning person. You don't have to become one. You just have to protect the first 5 minutes. Don't reach for your phone. Don't jump straight into the news. Don't start the day in response mode. Start it with yourself. Give your body what it needs, hydration. Give your mind what it craves, quiet. Give your spirit what it's longing for, presence. If this is speaking to you, if you're already imagining how it would feel to wake up this way, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. We're building a space for those of us who are ready to live more intentionally, more peacefully, more awake. Back to that glass of water. It's such a small thing, but it symbolizes something big. It means you're choosing to care. It means you're not rushing past your own needs. It means you believe your body still deserves attention, because it does. We spend so many years taking care of everyone else, and now finally we can turn that care inward. So tomorrow morning, before anything else, try this. Wake up slowly, sit upright, take 3 deep breaths, and drink your water. Then just notice. Notice how your body responds. Notice how your mind feels clearer. Notice how your day begins with a little more light. That's all it takes to begin. 1 glass, 1 breath, 1 gentle start. Because the way you begin the day can open the door to how you live the rest of your life. And you deserve to walk through that door with peace, clarity, and strength. Step 2, light stretching or movement to awaken the body. After I hydrate and take a few moments of quiet, there's one thing I always do next. I move. Now, I don't mean anything intense, no gym, no treadmill, just gentle movement to wake up the body, especially the parts that tend to stiffen up overnight. You know what I mean. The knees that creak when you stand up, the shoulders that feel like you slept on a rock, the back that says, not today, as soon as you bend over to tie your shoes. That used to be my morning soundtrack. But I discovered something powerful. When you move your body just a little first thing in the morning, it responds with energy, mobility, and even peace. Think about it. You've been still for 7 or 8 hours. Your joints, your muscles, your circulation, they're all in rest mode. And like any good machine, your body works better when it's warmed up. So here's what I do and what I suggest you try. First, I start with my neck. I gently turn my head left and right, then tilt it side to side. No pushing, no straining, just loosening the places where tension hides. Then I roll my shoulders in slow circles, forward then back. If I'm standing, I add a little sway to my hips. Think of it like waking up your spine. Let it stretch like a cat. Your back will thank you. Next, I move to the arms. I raise them overhead, reaching for the ceiling, then gently bring them back down. I might do that 3 or 4 times, syncing it with my breath. Inhale up, exhale down. It feels like I'm inviting energy in. If you're steady enough, do a few heel raises. Just stand by a chair or countertop, lift your heels off the ground and come back down. It's good for your circulation, good for balance, good for your ankles. Then I march in place, not fast, not high, just enough to get the blood moving. Sometimes I swing my arms a bit like I'm taking a stroll without leaving the room. Altogether, this takes maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go from stiff and sleepy to warm and alive. The beauty is these movements aren't exercise in the traditional sense. They're more like invitations, gentle ways of saying to your body, you're needed today, let's get ready. And here's something I didn't expect. These little routines improved my balance. A few years back, I tripped on the edge of a rug and nearly fell. That shook me. I started thinking, I can't afford to lose stability. That's when I got serious about morning movement. Now I rarely stumble. My core feels stronger, my legs feel steadier, and I feel more confident walking around even when the ground is uneven. That kind of confidence changes how you move through the world. If you've ever hesitated before stepping off a curb, if you've ever grabbed a chair for support while getting dressed, if you've ever felt that little wobble when you turn too fast, then your body is asking for this kind of care. Gentle movement, every morning. It's not about age, it's about awareness. Now let me pause for just a moment. If this part of the routine makes sense to you, if you've been nodding along thinking, I could do that, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. We're creating something meaningful here, and your support helps more people like you find their way back to simple, intentional wellness. Back to our morning movement. Some people like to add music, others stretch in silence, some stand, some sit. It doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you do it. Make it yours, put your own rhythm to it. Maybe you sway to the beat of an old jazz tune. Maybe you do it barefoot on your patio watching the sunrise. Maybe you follow along with a video or just go by feel. The details don't matter. The decision to move, that's what matters. Because the more you move now, the more you'll be able to move later. And every morning you move with care, you invest in your freedom. So tomorrow, after you drink your water, after you breathe, after you greet the morning with a quiet mind, stand up, stretch, move. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, even if it's just one part of your body. Because motion is life. And starting the day with movement is a way of saying, I choose life, I choose presence, I choose strength. And that choice made every morning becomes your superpower. Step 3. Nourishing breakfast for lasting energy. After movement comes the next anchor in my morning breakfast. And not just any breakfast. I'm talking about one that fuels me, not fills me. One that gives me steady energy, clear thinking, and no sugar crash by mid-morning. For a long time I didn't think much about breakfast. I'd grab a slice of toast, maybe a little jam, sometimes just coffee, and for an hour or two I'd feel fine. But by 10:30 I was hungry again, tired, looking for a snack, and by lunchtime I'd already lost the rhythm of the day. It took me a while to realize the problem wasn't the timing, it was what I was putting on the plate. You see, after 65, our bodies process food differently. We lose muscle more easily, our digestion slows down, our blood sugar becomes more sensitive. So that old habit of eating quick carbs in the morning, it doesn't support us anymore, it drains us. So I started building a better breakfast, one that includes 3 key things: protein, healthy fat, and fiber. That trio changed everything. Now my mornings start with something like this. Scrambled eggs with spinach, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, and a few berries on the side. Or Greek yogurt with chia seeds, walnuts, and a drizzle of honey. Or even oatmeal with almond butter, cinnamon, and a handful of blueberries. It's not fancy, it's not expensive, but it's intentional. And the difference, I stay full longer, my energy is steady, I don't crash, I don't snack mindlessly, and most of all, I feel good. Let me tell you something I've noticed. When you feed your body something real, your mind responds too. Your mood is calmer. Your focus is clearer. You don't feel foggy or anxious. You feel capable. That's what food is supposed to do. Not just fill the belly, but support the life you're living. And I know what some people think. I don't have time to cook every morning, or I don't have an appetite in the morning. I hear you, but this isn't about making a feast, it's about making a shift. Even something small, a boiled egg with a slice of fruit, or a protein shake with almond milk, can make a world of difference. And if your appetite is low, try eating just a little, a few spoonfuls. Let your body ease into the day. Often the appetite follows once the habit is there. Now let me say this clearly. Coffee is not breakfast. I love a good cup of coffee just like anyone else, but it can't be the first or only thing you consume. Caffeine spikes your cortisol. It raises your heart rate. It gives you the illusion of energy, but without food to anchor it, It pulls energy from your reserves, and that leads to burnout by late morning. So have your coffee, but have it with food. Let breakfast be the foundation, not the afterthought. And here's something else that changed my mornings. I stopped eating while distracted. No phone, no TV, no email. Just me, my plate, and maybe a little music or light conversation. That small change, eating mindfully, helped me tune into what I really needed. I stopped overeating. I started enjoying food again. It became a moment, not a chore. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I've never been a breakfast person, I get it. But give it a chance. Your body is older now, wiser, but also more sensitive. It needs steady fuel to do all the things you want to do. Walk, think, read, rest, connect. A thoughtful breakfast is not indulgent. It's not trendy. It's not a luxury. It's essential. It tells your body, I respect you, I care about how you feel today. I want to give you the strength to carry me through. Let me pause right here. If this message about breakfast is shifting the way you think, if you're starting to feel that little spark of curiosity or motivation, please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. We're building something meaningful for people like you who want to grow older with intention and grace. Now back to your plate. Don't overthink it. Don't complicate it. Just start small. Choose whole foods. Add color. Choose protein. Add fiber. Include healthy fat. Build a breakfast that loves you back. And then sit, savor it. Let it nourish your body and your spirit. Because when you start your day with real fuel, you're telling yourself something important. I deserve to feel good today. And you do. Every single morning. Step 4, dress and prepare with purpose. Once I've moved and eaten well, there's something else I always make sure to do, even if I'm staying home all day. I get ready. I get dressed. I prepare myself as if I have somewhere to be. And no, it's not about impressing anyone. It's not about fashion. It's not even about being seen by others. It's about showing up for yourself. See, after retirement, it's easy to fall into the habit of staying in pajamas until noon. I did it for years. I thought, why change clothes if I'm not going anywhere? But the longer I did that, the more I noticed something odd. My motivation slipped. My energy dipped. My days started to blur together. Then one day I saw a photo of myself, messy hair, bathrobe, blank stare, and I thought, that's not me. That's not how I want to show up for life. So I started small. I laid out clothes the night before, nothing fancy, just a clean shirt, pants with a little structure, and a warm cardigan. Comfortable but intentional. And you know what happened? I felt better. I walked differently. I thought more clearly. Something about getting ready, washing my face, combing my hair, wearing clothes with a bit of shape, flipped a switch in me. It told my brain, the day has started, you have purpose, let's go. Even if I was just watering the plants, writing a letter, or making lunch, there's power in preparing yourself with care. It's not about looking young, it's about looking alive, looking engaged, looking like someone who still chooses to participate in life. I once met a woman named Dorothy. She was 92, lived alone, and every day she put on a little blush, brushed her hair, and wore earrings. I asked her why she did it. She said, because it reminds me that I matter. That stuck with me. So now I've made my morning routine part practical, part ritual. I put on a favorite playlist, something soft and uplifting. I wash up. Sometimes I spritz on a little cologne, not for anyone else, but because I like how it makes me feel. This simple act of preparing, even if I don't leave the house, adds structure to my morning. It gives the day a beginning, a boundary, and it boosts my confidence, especially on the harder days. Let me pause here and say, if this part of the message resonates with you, if it's giving you a nudge to care a little more for yourself in the mornings, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. We are building a community that honors these small but powerful choices that make our lives fuller. Here's something else I do that helps. I set one intention for the day while I get ready. It can be something simple. Be kind. Finish that letter. They get fresh air. Speaking that intention aloud as I look in the mirror sets the tone. It turns my routine into something sacred. Because let's face it, getting older comes with changes we can't always control. But how we show up each day, that's still ours. And when you treat yourself like someone worth showing up for, your whole mindset shifts. You walk with more dignity. You speak with more calm. You make better choices throughout the day. You might be surprised how much your clothing, your grooming, and your energy affect the way people talk to you. How much it influences how you talk to yourself. This isn't about vanity. It's about self-respect. And in a world that moves fast, forgets names, and overlooks the elderly, you get to be the one who says, I still belong here, I still matter, I'm still showing up. So tomorrow, after your breath, your water, your movement, and your meal, get ready, brush your hair, wash your face, put on clothes that make you feel comfortable and clean and awake. Not because you're going somewhere, but because you're already somewhere. Here, alive. And that's more than enough reason to prepare with care. Step 5 and 6, connect plus commit to one meaningful activity. After the movement, the breakfast, the getting ready, there's one final piece that completes my morning routine. And honestly, it might be the most important of all. Connection and purpose. Now, I know those might sound like big words, but I promise they can start small. You see, after 65, especially if you're retired or living alone, the world can start to shrink. Days blend together. Conversations get fewer. And without realizing it, we begin to feel invisible. I've been there. I remember one morning looking at my phone and realizing I hadn't spoken to anyone in 2 days. No calls, no visitors, just silence. That silence seeps in, not just around you, but inside you, and it starts to weigh you down. That's when I made a rule for myself. Every morning I would reach out in some way, and I would commit to doing just one thing that mattered to me. Some days it's a text to a friend. Other days it's writing a birthday card, waving to a neighbor, or saying a prayer for someone on my mind. Connection doesn't have to be loud, it just has to be real. And as for purpose, that doesn't have to be big either. It can be watering your plants, calling your daughter, reading a chapter in that book you love. Some days my purpose is as simple as making soup from scratch. Other days, it's walking a little further than I did yesterday. Purpose is what reminds us we're not just surviving, we're still living. So here's what I suggest. As part of your morning before the noise of the world sets in, ask yourself 2 questions. 1. Who can I reach out to today? 2. What one thing can I do that gives me a sense of purpose? Write it down if you want. Speak it out loud. Let it become part of your rhythm. And here's something beautiful I've learned. When you start your day by looking outward, even just a little, your heart feels lighter. Your worries shrink. Your body moves easier. Your mood lifts. It's not magic, it's meaning. We are social creatures, even if we don't say much. Just hearing another voice or using your voice reminds you that you're part of something. And when you give yourself a purpose, you no longer drift. You move, you act. You feel that quiet sense of, yes, this day matters. You've hydrated. You've moved. You've nourished yourself. You've prepared your body. Now it's time to feed your spirit. Reach out to someone. It can be as simple as sending a good morning message, saying thank you to your spouse, sharing a memory with a grandchild, and then choose your one thing. Your anchor, your action, your meaning for the day. It doesn't have to be productive, it just has to matter to you. Because you still have something to give, you still have something to enjoy, and you still have something to become. Every morning is a new invitation to show up, not for the world, not for a checklist, but for your own soul. So tomorrow, after you rise, stretch, eat, and get ready, reach out and commit. Even if it's just to say, I'm here and this day matters, because it does. And so do you. You don't need big changes to feel better. You just need small, steady habits that support who you are right now. Hydration, movement, nourishment, self-respect, connection, purpose. These 6 steps, when woven into your morning, can become the quiet foundation of a better, stronger, more peaceful life. If this message helped you see your mornings differently, please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. We're here to walk with you as you create mornings filled with clarity, care, and joy. Remember, every new day is a chance to show up for yourself, and you're worth showing up for.